Boom, 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 boom. Are we live? Legends. I'm just going to show you guys one picture. Okay. Welcome to the live stream. Hello, legends. Just smash the like for the great TA. It has not even started, but thank you so much. Yokosta, welcome to the stream. Irina, welcome to the stream. And then Maxion. I will show you how to draw that fixed range in a moment. Let me switch on my screen over here, and I really hope, 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽, where were you, my man? I'm here. I'm right here at the moment. Let me share my screen over here. Legends, what did I talk about yesterday in my live stream? I did a lazy Sunday afternoon while it was raining and miserable live stream. And when I closed off the live stream, I showed everyone how to draw the fib extension from the low to the high to the low. And I said, watch this level. Okay. Where was my live stream yesterday? There was my live stream yesterday. That's exactly where I closed off. There to the end of my live stream, I showed everyone, I said, please keep an eye on that level because we could potentially get a much deeper correction once you hit the 1.618. 1.618. Yes, 1.618. Talking to myself over there. Right, legends. Let me know in the comments who got into that short. Who shorted the 1.618? Because congratulations, we're getting potentially the free fall here to the downside. It does look like Bitcoin is currently finding support, and I'll show you exactly why Bitcoin stopped exactly where it stopped at the moment. What are some of the high confluence areas that I'm watching? Some of the successful trades we took as a community together in the Legends Pro community. Right, it was just absolutely insane. You guys know it. Also, we have an exciting new competition, and I will share with you that in a moment. Let's get back here onto the price of Bitcoin. Okay, so I mean, right? I'm not showing you guys this to say that I am right. I'm just showing you guys this because from a technical level, okay, very, very technical, we got the rejection at the 1.618. Again, and there was so many trades from a 1.618 during this entire range over here, this entire range, 1.618, 1.618, 1.618. 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽, how did you catch 1.618? 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽, how did you long there? 1.618. 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽, how did you catch that short? 1.618. Okay, I will be honest with you guys, I missed. Okay, although I told everyone I had my alarm set, I had like 3 alarms set over there. I missed the trade because when I go here on the 15-minute time frame, why did I miss the trade? Because I was in La La Land, right? I was in La La Land during this time. I was sleeping, snoring, drooling on my pillow, whatever you do while you're sleeping, okay? That was 2:30 for me, Central European time. So I was sleeping during this price action. But when I woke up and I saw this, I re-entered, okay? Because the market often gives you a second chance to get into the momentum. And I told the legends this morning during my update that, you know, I missed the short. I was waiting so long for the short, and I've been shouting about this level and talking about this level in every single live stream and update. Oh, it would be so nice to get a rejection here, to get a rejection there. And then the market does this while I'm sleeping. But I was like, no, 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 no. It's not going to catch me, okay? So I attempted another short right over here. When you take a fib from the high to the low, my 0.618 level got nailed or literally tapped to the dollar to perfection. Okay. But I mean, I wasn't that sniper, right? My entry was more or less here by the 50%. I had my stop loss here above the high, and then I just rode the momentum here to the downside. I've already taken some profits because you guys know me by now. I don't care whether we're going to get a larger correction to the downside. As a day trader, I pay myself. That's what I do. I just pay myself. So for those of you that did get into the short, well done. Okay. Now you might be asking yourself, well, we're currently getting a bounce over here, right? And it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Why are we getting the bounce over here? And from what I can see, bam. A weekly naked point of control. That is where we're getting the bounce. A weekly naked point of control. Okay, so when you go into your, let me just clean this up, switch this off, switch this off. When you go into your weekly time frame, okay, let me just show everyone how I get these levels. Okay, you zoom in, you take your fixed range from the top to the bottom, you snap it on, and you'll see there's a little red line, which means during this entire week, this is where the most amount of volume was traded, and that is where we're currently getting the bounce at the moment. So very important, a new weekly candle formed over here, so go and put in your levels, and I do that on a weekly basis. Every Sunday, Monday, I go and put in my new weekly levels, my new month point of controls. If it's the end of the month, I do the monthly level, and then every day for the daily levels as well. Right, let me go back here onto the price of Bitcoin. I mean, that is currently where we're getting the bounce at the moment. But I'm not going to celebrate just as yet, legends, because I do know that some people might look at the structure and say, hang on, okay, I'm not going to write it off. Definitely a possibility. Purely just looking at the structure from a technical perspective, one could argue that we have a low, we have a high, a higher low, higher highs, okay, and higher lows. So purely from a technical perspective, one could argue that, well, what if it starts rampaging here to the upside? I'm not going to write it off. Yes, the market is here to surprise us, but this does look like the start of perhaps a deeper correction to the downside. Okay, we'll just have to see how that unfolds. We did hit a major level to the upside, which is the 1.618, and we are currently almost claiming these lows over here. Almost, just claiming these lows over here, right? Getting a, maybe, let's call it a relief bump, a bounce for now. When I take a fib, this is where it becomes a little bit interesting for me. From the low to the high, we have tapped the 0.88, which is in confluence with the weekly point of control. 0.88, tapped it. Okay, currently getting a bounce. But now I also know when you tap the 0.88, you do increase the probabilities that you could potentially come here to the 618, 50% fib level, okay, and then come and claim the lows once again, because now you have technically increased the probabilities because you tapped the 0.88 that you could get a relief bounce and come and claim the lows. Right, so I will definitely consider a long after we sweep the lows. That is definitely a technical level that I will be keeping an eye on for potential long in this zone. Mr. Andy, welcome to the stream. Legend, also missed the short. Woohoo, not to worry, more opportunities to come. Yes, there's always another trade around the corner. I got lucky with this retracement. I literally got out of bed, brushed my teeth, sat in front of the computer, opened my chart, and then we were trading over. Yeah, just dropped my daughter at school, and then when I sat here, okay, we were tracing here to the 0.618. That's where I entered. I didn't enter a big position. It was a small position, but nonetheless, I made profits here to the downside. I already took profits when I saw we hit the 0.88 and the weekly point of control, because you just never know, okay? From a technical perspective, one could argue that we have still made a higher low. Okay. But now I know the game of probabilities, because I'm sure a lot of technical traders are watching this and going, okay, structure is still intact. I'm going to long like a crazy maniac over here coming to claim the highs. And then you don't claim the highs and you smack back down. Right, so just be careful with longs at the moment. As you can see, momentum is to the downside. Okay, local momentum is to the downside. And we have bounced on the weekly point of control, which definitely is a great longing opportunity with good risk management. But I am aware of the 0.88 that's increased the probabilities of coming to take this low, even with a little bit of a relief pump here to the upside. Okay. Could this happen? Yes. I mean, anything is possible. If we do break to the upside, okay, let me quickly speak about this. If you have attempted a long over here with good risk management and your position is already protected, paying yourself on the way up, you guys know the rule. The next level of rejection that I'm still looking at, okay, we just have to play it out, okay, purely from a technical perspective. If the structure is still bullish, right, higher highs, higher lows, We have not claimed this low as yet, so the probability are still there for us to go to higher levels. The next area of rejection that I'm watching, and this is where it becomes really interesting, something that I highlighted to our Pro Legends community this morning. Let's go on to the 4-hour time frame. Zoom out, look at this entire structure over here. What is really interesting for me, okay, where was it? Okay, from this structure. I just need to catch my bearings. When you take a fib extension, and you all know how much I love my fib extension, when will the bull market top, you think? Right, well, I'll get to the comments in a moment. Smash up the like for the education and the alpha over here. When I take a fib from the low to the high to the low, so when I take a fib extension like this, okay, I'm trying to measure the next wave. Okay, whether it's formed or not formed. But what was interesting for me is that when you measure this wave, okay, this wave was exactly 78.6% the length of this wave. Can you guys see? Exactly here by the 786 level, that's where we got the rejection. Also, when you take a fib extension and I measure the correction here to the downside from the high to the low to the high, also we stopped at the 786. Okay, we stopped over there. Then, okay, keeping things interesting, still technical over here. Now when I take a fib from this low, okay, I'm measuring this wave compared to this wave here to the upside, from the low to the high to the low, okay, and you can see slightly above the high that we've created over here, we have the 0.786. So showing you guys how many times the 0.786 got hit over here, right? That is definitely still an area of interest that I will be keeping an eye on if we do start getting a bounce here to the upside. Okay, 786 at $69,000, 873. I will definitely be watching this area if I'm not sleeping, okay, and my alarms don't wake me up. If we do get a relief bounce here to the upside, which I must admit will be very surprising from a technical perspective, okay, it does look like we're going to get a slightly deeper correction here to the downside, but we just have to look at both sides of the coin just to be prepared to say that, well, if we just bounce here out of nowhere, what is the next level that we need to keep an eye on? The 786. And we can see how beautifully the 786 has been respected during this entire range. So I just wanted to point that out to say that there is still the possibility that maybe we get a bounce, we reject by the 786, and then we have that deeper correction to the downside. Okay. And we can go and analyze now, where's those high bouncing areas. But yes, 1.618 master, can you have a look at Gala, please? I will go and have a look at some altcoins in a moment. For now, you guys know, I do more than 90% of my trading on Bitcoin. I did take an ApeCoin today. I did take an ApeCoin. I did trade ApeCoin today. So this morning during my Pro update, okay, you guys can see here in my video, I spoke about a simple trend line strategy over here. I saw the higher lows, I saw the higher highs being formed, and I was like, it has a good chance of breaking out here. So I highlighted this to our Pro community, and I know some of them got into this trade, and it was quite an epic trade here to the upside. And then, you know, I just kept everyone updated with some screenshots and said, okay, I took some profits here by the 786. And then when we hit the high over there, I closed my position. Yes, I could have shorted from the double top, but for me, it was a successful trade in the bag. Right, so that's the trade that we took on ApeCoin, and I do like to trade coins that have massive momentum to the upside, because when they start ranging and they form beautiful trends like this, oh, it's lovely to trade those ones to the upside just to go and claim the highs. Right. Cool. And okay, legends. So that's the bullish case scenario that I've been talking about. But we can also see at this 786 level, we did go slightly above. Okay, we didn't just tap it and reject. We went slightly above, consolidated, and broke down. So above the 786, okay, level over here. Guess what? Where we currently finding the bounce, you guys can see how powerful these levels are. Where we currently finding the bounce, which is acting as support at the moment, A little bit further up, we still have another weekly point of control at $71,000. Let's just call it a round number. Okay, so I will still be looking for shorts in this zone over here if we get that miracle bounce here to the upside. Okay, let me clean this up. Right. Let's go back here onto the 15-minute time frame. Oh, actually currently getting a nice bounce here to the upside. I mean, it's such a beautiful SFP. I really like to treat these levels as SFP lines. And if I'm not mistaken, there's also a point of control. Bam. There's a naked point of control. There's a weekly point of control. So definitely there's the 0.88 when you take a fib retracement. So definitely a great bouncing area over here. Okay, and currently getting that relief pump here to the upside. The level for rejection that I would be really interested in, okay, we've lost the daily. I think, yes, we've lost the daily over here. We've actually reclaimed it at the moment. We've lost this point of control. We've lost this daily over here. If I take a fib from this pivot, okay, now because I'm speculating on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, where you could still come and take the lows and then potentially get the bounce, a larger ABC correction to the upside. Okay, so if this is still the fourth wave here to the upside, take a fib from this low or that high to the low, and I'm just looking for some areas of confluence. Okay, I can take that out the way. Okay, so ideally, what you would like to see for a fourth wave, if this is a 1, 2, 3, and it's busy forming a fourth wave over here, fourth wave usually has a maximum target of the 382 and 50% fib level. So in this zone, okay, we also have that naked point of control that we've lost that can definitely act as resistance on our way up. Okay, for potential double bottom. So I will definitely consider a double bottom long over here if we do take the low and we recover back above. But more importantly, I think if you want a little bit of a better entry, what I would be looking for is a sweep of these lows. Okay. I think that to me will be more juicy, where you're potentially forming that fourth wave and you come back down. I will consider this an SFP line, because if you can have an entry over here, why not? You can have better risk management. You can protect position. So even if it, retests this area as resistance and it falls back down, at least, you have a better entry than trying to get the entry over here with a stop loss a little bit further away, and then it rejects and you get stopped out with a loss. So it's going to be a very technical trade over here. And for me, the best area is claiming these lows for potential bigger ABC to the downside, where this entire wave now starts forming an impulse to the downside. So you guys have to remember that this little pumpy that we're seeing over here could potentially just be a small little fourth wave, okay, for a fifth wave to the downside. So the way that I'm seeing it here at the moment is, what if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Now your first impulse is complete. Then you get acceptance back above. Now you make a bigger ABC, okay? And the ABC can retrace very high, okay? It can even go to the 786 when you take a fib from the high to the low. We don't really know how high the ABC can go. But once the A and the B is in, I can go measure the C wave. So it becomes a little bit easier. But then you have to remember that this entire structure, and I need to zoom out a little bit, okay, is potentially forming a first wave to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, or it could just be a three-wave structure. You might not have the fifth wave. You might just have an ABC, or you can have a 1, 2, 3 three-wave structure. But this is potentially forming the first impulse back to the downside. Okay, but I would like to see another sweep of the lows and acceptance back above to tell me, okay, that the impulse is potentially completed, because at the moment I only see three waves to the downside, right? Maybe if you zoom into the 1 minute, 3 minute time frame, you'll be able to count 5-wave structures to the downside. And that's why I said we just need to keep in mind, what if price decides to rampage here to the upside with that 786 level that I've highlighted and that weekly point of control at $71,000. Okay, we cannot write off those scenarios just as yet. Yes, I'm going to go to how low can we go? Right, White, you have drums on your stream? No way. Yes, I have a triangle. I have some drums. I've got some things. I need to start using them, right? I need to start using these cool things over here. Right, legends. Let's get back into the technical analysis. And I'm sure most of you have jumped off of Andy's live stream. You're now here in my live stream. So I'm hoping that our analysis is similar, because from a technical perspective, I mean, technicals are technicals at the end of the day. And I can tell you guys now, believe it or not, technical analysis is most probably not easy, but the simplest part of trading that you will learn. Okay, although people feel that it's very overwhelming, technical analysis is actually the simplest part of trading that you need to master. The most difficult part about trading is mastering your emotions, the psychology, the risk management, not risking more than what you can afford to lose, taking profits, don't let the greed overcome by leaving the position to run for longer and then it stops you out at a loss or break even. It's the psychology that is a lot more difficult than the technical analysis. Okay. Right, so legends, we've spoken about, I would be looking for a rejection in this zone. I do think that we are going to get a reaction at the 0.382. That's usually when you have downwards momentum. I have seen in like 7 out of 10 times, the retracement always goes to the 0.382 because the falls, you all know, you take the escalators or the stairs to the upside and you jump out the window, okay? And usually the retracements, when you have impulses to the downside, is of shallower than when you have momentum to the upside. So I would expect a reaction here by the 0.382 at $67,761. I'm not sure if we're going to get to the 50%. Let's see. I do like the 50% because of the underbelly resistance over here. Okay. But I don't know if we're going to get there, right? You just retrace to the 0.382 and then you go bang, right? And I mean, obviously, legends, if we do not get this price action, okay, I'm not interested in a long. As long as price is waterfalling to the downside, I do not add to position, because I have seen that there's a couple of people, right, personal messages, that have burned their accounts with this momentum here to the downside. The momentum is up. Everything is bullish. You look at the Twitter news. I mean, if you go look at the news today, everything is just bullish. This indicator is flashing green. This indicator is flashing buy, right? And then people try and long, and price drops, and they add, 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 and they get liquidated. Okay, don't be that person, right? Plan your trade. Know where you need to put your stop loss before you enter the trade. Okay, don't be that person that adds to positions and liquidates their accounts. Okay, right. I just wanted to quickly look at CVD over here. What is CVD doing? Oof, we do have some bearish CVD building up quite aggressively on white. Okay, let's see if the pump can continue. Let me just refresh this, make sure that it's all squeaky clean. Okay, can you guys see this? I mean, it can always get invalidated, but I do see some on blue, right? Can you guys see that against this pivot? Also against this pivot. On white, we have bearish CVD. Right, also against that pivot. So we do have some local bearish CVD, of which the target is the lows. Right, unless price continues to pump and it invalidates those CVDs. But then I would imagine that CVD will just keep on climbing, creating more bearish CVDs against those pivots over there. So it tells me that the move to the upside here at the moment is corrective. Hence, you're getting the bearish CVD telling me that the impulse is not finished. Okay, so the probabilities of going to come and claim these lows are still high, even if we still get a pump here to the upside based on the berry CVDs that I see over here. So the CVD basically gives me a clue that the pump here to the upside is corrective and not necessarily impulsive, because usually with an impulsive move, you get bullish CVD confirming the momentum to the upside. So when you have a drop like this, and you start correcting, okay, or pumping to the upside with berry CVD, it tells me that this is corrective here to the upside, which tells me that the impulse is not finished. Because remember, everything moves in waves, okay? You have a dump, you have a correction. You have a dump, you have a correction. You have a dump, you could now be forming another correction and another dump to the downside. So this, based on CVD, is just a higher probability that it's not going to do this to claim the highs just as yet. Okay, legends. Now, okay, since price is pumping it to the upside, I can just imagine, okay, all the longs entering, retail entering, longs, okay, structure still looks bullish. We have a higher low. Let's long like crazy maniacs. We're going to come and claim the high. And I can see on CVD, that's exactly what's happening. Retail is longing here at the moment. I can see it, okay? I don't have to guess. I can see retailers longing at the moment. And the market makers is most probably going to give them some hopium. Okay, it's moving up, it's moving up. Maybe people add to their longs, okay? They increase their leverage, and then bam, it smacks to the downside. Right, we are approaching the 0.38 level over here. Let's see how we react. Now to the downside, legends, we've spoken about the rejection areas. I've spoken about a little bit higher up if we do get that miracle pump here to the upside out of nowhere. Now let's go look at the downside. And before I do that, let's go through some comments. And before I go through the comments, I quickly want to show everyone the competition. Okay, so let me go to my channel over here. Right, click on my video. Okay, all of you know that my exchanges that I use to do my trading is down in the description of this video. Okay, I have been talking about weeks for a little bit now, positioning this as a testing exchange that I'm trying out, and you get that $380 in 3 simple steps when you sign up. And the reason I like weeks at the moment and why I'm testing them out, because I do see them as an alternative to 𝗖𝗍𝗃 with those nice trading, low trading fees, especially when you trade with high leverage positions. They are also, okay, they've started a Halloween competition of which I've just registered now before the live stream. So if you guys would like to come and partake in the Halloween competition here on Weeks, okay, this is where you sign up or register. There's 12 days left, and you will win prizes based on the most amount of volume that you trade and the P&L ranking. Obviously, how good your profits are. So I just want to position that I'm still testing out this exchange. If you sign up and you have any issues at all, we have established a Discord section over here, Weeks Support, where you can go and write comments or any bugs or any enhancements or things that you are concerned about or questions that you have for the team. The Weeks Support team is on this channel, so if you have any concerns, questions, whatever the case might be, you can go and ask it over here. I've already requested some enhancements just to make it better from a trading experience perspective. Okay, and then obviously I have 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Okay, 𝗏𝗏𝗏, trusted proof of reserves. I think this competition is actually finished. I just need to remove that link. Bybit, the World Series of Trading, is still running over there. And then 𝗖𝗍𝗃. You guys do know that I take a lot of trades on 𝗖𝗍𝗃. Unfortunately, you do need to KYC for 𝗖𝗍𝗃, which I don't have a problem with. But this is why I'm testing out weeks here at the moment. Okay, I like the 0% maker and 0.04% taker fee, but you only qualify for the discounting fees by using the link down in the description. Okay, Right. What else, Legends? Our Legends Discord community, first link down in the description. This is where myself and Andy, okay, share daily technical analysis. So often what I share with you guys here on YouTube, okay, has already played out. And I show you guys the trades that we took. And the reason why I took the trades, because I like to always focus on the why, not just here's a trading setup, go. Okay, we focus on the why, the education around it, the levels of confluence, how to manage risk. We talk about psychology, yeah, many other things as well. So, and that all happens here in our Legends Discord community, where myself and Andy has his section where he provides updates. I have my section where I provide updates. There's some trading setups that we provide as a team with good risk management, Bitcoin section, altcoin section, and then we also have a research section where all the news inside of Twitter that you spend hours and hours and hours going through, okay, we have a research team that goes through all of that news, and they extract the important pieces and they put it into a nice little document. By clicking the link, you have a summarized version of all the most important news for crypto. Okay, this is the DGen report here at the moment. Okay, just talking about dominance, yup, trending at the moment. Very interesting. Arweave. Oh, I do have an Arweave spot bag. So I'm going to go read this after the stream. Yes, I do agree. It's an accumulation zone, building strong pressure. It's going to break out very soon. Well, I hope so. I really hope so, because I have a big bag of AR, right? And Filecoin. Okay, cool. Legends. Let's get back into the technical analysis. Let's go through some comments over here. Yeah, wish I knew about your ape trade today. You didn't mention it last night. No, I didn't, because I only saw it this morning during my update. Okay, that ape trade, this ape trade played out at 11 o'clock this morning. Okay, so I didn't mention it yesterday because price was most probably trading yes, somewhere. It didn't have a clean, nice trend that is formed yet. So, right, I can take that out the way. But I mean, for me, it's about winning the trade. It's not about going to higher levels, because I do know, right? Many new traders, and hopefully you all know the story. Many new traders, they will enter, okay? I'll put their stop loss, and they see this and they just like, it's going to go higher. It's going to go higher. And then it rejects at the highs, okay? It rejects and it falls back down. It stops you out. And you were like, I were in profits. Why didn't I pay myself? Okay. So like I've mentioned in our Legends Pro community, I took profits by the 0.786 because I knew that, you know, price looked punchy here to the upside, but I knew it can reject at any point. And then I closed my position here by the 1-to-1, because this is how I planned the trade. I execute my plan. My plan said you enter, you have your stop loss, and you take profits. Okay, so I executed my plan. I didn't care if it still ran to the upside. I don't care. My plan got executed to perfection. So my apologies for not highlighting it yesterday, but now you see why I didn't highlight it. Okay, cool. But it's not just about the trading setups. The purpose of this stream is to teach you, okay, to fish for yourself, right? I don't want you to need me to give you technical analysis so that you know what to do. The goal for me for this channel is to teach you so that you can do your own technical analysis and trade by yourself, right? That is the goal. Okay, right, Legends. Let's talk about price here to the downside. Let me switch off some levels first, and we will start off by drawing some simple Fibonacci levels. Okay, so first level is we take a fib from the low to the high based on the assumption. Oh, I also see we got a beautiful tap here at the 0.236, okay, which is not really a nice bouncing area. Okay, we are getting a bit of a relief bump to the upside, but like I said, it looks corrective. It looks like momentum wants to continue to the downside. So the one trading scenario that I've just highlighted is to say that, well, what if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? It sweeps the lows, okay, and it gets acceptance back above. And then everyone says, we didn't even hit the 0.382. Okay, What I do want to highlight is to say that this could potentially be the formation of a first wave that will come smash to the downside. 1, 2, 3, or 3, or 3. We don't know how far the third wave is going to go. But now I have some levels of confluence. I have a 0.382, I have a 50%, I have a 618, and we can even go here to $61,000. And I do see that there's some technical traders that believe that we will not dip below $61,000. But I mean, any bounce in this zone, which is quite a massive area, is still bullish. Okay, it's still bullish. It's the 786 is considered a maximum bullish target. Once you tap the 0.88, then things starts becoming a little bit why? Okay, because then you increase the probabilities of coming to claim the low. Okay, so now the question is, now you need to start building up some areas of confluence. What I like to do, okay, like what happened over here. Do you guys remember? Let me go on to the 1 hour time frame. Do you guys remember this corrective structure? Okay, this corrective structure. So this is precisely what I mean. You have a wave that's building momentum to the downside. So once I see this, I can measure how far or deep this wave can potentially go. Okay, and we can see by using a fib extension from the high to the low to the high, we tap the 0.786. A common target is usually the 1-to-1 extension and the 1.236. This is more common. And I remember when we had the fall here to the downside, the reason I missed this long is because I was waiting for this zone. Okay. Sometimes as technical traders, we get it wrong, right? And then we got a massive bounce here by the 786 and it front run the area that I was looking for along. But nonetheless, okay, once the first wave here to the downside starts forming, so what I'm trying to say is once I see this, I can take a trend-based fib and I can go and measure where this wave can go. Right. 1-to-1 extension, 0.786, 1.236, and usually when that level has nice confluence with one of these fib levels, I know that that's a juicy area that I will be keeping an eye on. And then together with that, when you have some weekly and daily levels lining up with those Fibonacci levels, it becomes even more juicy. I just want to take this out the way. Let's see if we do have some other areas of confluence. Point of controls, dailies. Okay, let's dirty up the kitchen a little bit over here. The only area of confluence that I do see is at the 0.382, we have a naked point of control. And I'm not sure if this level by itself is going to be strong enough to give us a reversal back to the upside, but I do like the 0.618 purely from a level perspective because there's a weekly and a daily level over here. Okay. And I just need to go and confirm whether that's still valid. Let me just, before I say that there's a level over there, let me just go see if it's still valid. Yes, it is. Because on the daily time frame, okay, we have an open and a close at the same level. Then when I go to the weekly time frame, okay, more or less open and close at the same level. I mean, they are so close together, I just put them in one line. So there's some areas, nice areas of confluence over there. Let me just clean this up. Right, I know it looks dirty at the moment, but sometimes you have to mess up the kitchen to make delicious food. And this is where I look for areas of confluence. Okay, so for now, this looks like the best level for potential bounce. It also has a beautiful consolidation area that can provide support. Okay, remember, consolidations always look to the left. When you see consolidations, they definitely provide support. Okay, and it could be the reversal for momentum back to the upside, or it could just be a bounce and continuation to the downside. But I am expecting a bounce, at least a bounce. Okay, it could be the bounce, or it could be a lower high bounce to the downside. But as a technical trader, I can play the bounces. Okay. Right. Let me go through some comments. I asked for an ape analysis. The good thing I bought it cheap. That's why I didn't know about the double top. Right. Can I join Discord using crypto? Yes, you can. When you join the free Discord community, which way was it now? This way. Where's myself and Andy? When you join the free Discord community, you can go and lock a support ticket if you want to pay with crypto, and the team will sort you out. Okay, they have a process that you need to follow, but yes, you can pay with USDT or Bitcoin, or the team will guide you. Right. And I mean, all the technical analysis from a trading setup perspective, it happens in the paid community. There is also a lot of people in the free community helping each other out. You know, if you want my CVD script, I will gladly share it with you. So there's a lot of action happening in the free Discord community as well. Also in the free section, I do my Friday live streams that's dedicated to everyone here on the live stream. That's where people ask questions that I then present here on the live stream. Okay, so some great benefits from joining the free Discord. You also get a summarized version with all the news and everything that's going on. Not as much as the pro version, but you do get some handfuls. Okay. Nice little bounce here to the upside. I did not enter this long. Okay, I was busy with other things, preparing for the live stream. In hindsight, I mean, your position should already be protected. You know exactly where you need to take profit, okay? If you're the trader that's expecting, I nailed this entry, my position is protected, I'm putting my TP here by the highs, okay, you might get stopped out before you get profits. You need to pay yourself, because based on the scenarios that we went through here, there's still a probability of finding weakness and coming to claim the lows once again, even sweeping up these lows over here, and potentially fall down further. You just never know. Right. Cool. So to the downside, these are the areas that I'm looking for. Okay, so the most obvious level here to the downside is the 0.786 at $62,975, supported with a weekly and a daily level. The reason I like this is because when a weekly and a daily level are together, they are much stronger, okay? And it's in confluence with the 0.618 as well. And you all know 618. Okay, I've done a live stream, a dedicated live stream to show everyone how powerful that number is. Cool. So let's clean up the kitchen. Now it looks simple once again. I want to go here onto the 8-hour time frame. Okay. Someone asked me in the beginning of the live stream, Dewald, how do I draw a fixed range profile? Okay, so often I will draw a fixed range profile. It's this little icon over here, fixed range volume profile. That's what it's called. You select that, and I select it here. Okay, dot alarm going off. I'll go check that out in a moment. Okay, you select it here from the start of the consolidation. Round about, I would say 29 Feb, okay? Some people draw it here from March, but I like to take it here from the start of the consolidation. You drag it to the end, you click again, and then it gives you the range, okay? Then you have a value area high, you have a value area low, and you have a point of control. And what it basically means is, from a range trading perspective, a lot of range traders, they use the fixed range profile. They will wait for price to deviate above, and when price gets acceptance back below, they will short, and they won't look at the charts again until it hits the bottom. And then price gets a deviation below, it gets acceptance back above, and they will wait for the momentum to the upside until it hits the top. So range traders do use the fixed range profile to trade the range until there's no more range. Okay, this was quite a significant deviation back below, but I mean, we got acceptance back above. It was choppy. We got rejected here by the point of control, which is where the most amount of volume was traded. So this is quite a significant area of support as well. So interestingly, what I want to check over here is that, does this point of control have confluence with the potential FIP that we just went through? Okay, also, okay, now this is where the planet starts aligning, legends. We have the come on, dot. Okay, we have the 0.618. We have the point of control where the most amount of volume was traded during this entire range since Feb. We have a monthly level. We have a weekly and a daily level exactly at this level as well. So for me, high bouncing area over here. What if, okay, we have to just play out that what if scenario. Price finds downwards momentum, it gets a bounce, and then it continues momentum here to the upside. Definitely a possibility where you're still forming higher lows and you higher highs and you continue the momentum to the upside. Okay. Very interesting. I didn't even notice that. But now, you know, when you start building some confluence, that's where you see confluence. And that is what technical traders love, is when you build confluence around a specific level, you hit that level, and then you get that epic bounce. You just have to be patient, wait for the level to get hit. Okay. Renewed my membership yesterday, and today I made back already. Perfect. I mean, yes, I know a lot of the legends inside the pro community say that based on the education and the trades that they are able to take, they can take the profits and pay for the membership plus more. Okay, so it does pay to be inside the Legends Pro community. It basically pays for itself, right? Myself and Andy really put a lot of time and effort in there, doing private live streams, going through the scenarios, posting some screenshots of the trades that we are looking at, and so forth. Okay. If we're in wave 4, pullback could bounce at 56.64. Okay. Do you mean the larger time frame from the contracting diagonal? Okay. Also, sorry, another thing I wanted to highlight with the fixed range profile is that you need to make sure that your settings, okay, is more or less the same as mine. Okay, I did change my settings. So you can take a screenshot and make sure that your settings are the same to get those nice little thin lines that show you exactly where the point of controls are. Right, so on the 8-hour time frame, okay, there can like to be so many scenarios, okay? I don't know which one's going to play out, but we just have to be prepared for all the scenarios, right? Legends, when you look at this scenario, definitely, okay, the one scenario that pops to mind is the leading diagonal, okay? For some reason, I keep on deleting this trend. So let me slap it in there so I have it now. A leading contracting diagonal in Elliot Wave theory, which basically states that if the first structure starts with a 3-wave structure, all the structures have to be 3-wave structures. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, however you want to count it. But this does count beautifully as an ABC because the C wave target, okay, is the 1.618. Okay, do you guys know that? That is considered a maximum C wave target when you measure this structure over here. Okay, when you take a FIB base extension from the low to the high to the low, the 1.618 is considered a maximum C wave target, of which this is then an A, B, C. Okay, it did hit a maximum C wave target, which is referred to as an extended C wave target to the upside. So that is, you can count this beautifully as a 3-wave structure to the upside, where it hit the maximum C wave target, and that's why I'm saying there's definitely a potential to continue momentum to the downside because we have already tapped a maximum C wave target if this is a ABC. Right, I just quickly wanted to point that out. But basically, you have 3-wave structures inside of this entire structure, so there's definitely a possibility that you could now form a larger 3-wave structure to the downside, either in an ABC, we don't know how deep this can go, but this corrective structure can take the low. Okay, the only rule for this structure is it's not allowed to take this low. That's the rule. That's the hardcore rule. The soft rule that you would like to see is for the deepest retracement, okay? When you take a fib from the low to the high, you ideally do not want to retrace deeper than a maximum target of $53,000. You don't want to go actually that deeper than that. But the hardcore rule in Elliott Wave theory says it's allowed to even replace or retrace 99% of this entire momentum here to the upside. It can even go as low as that and turn around. If it does not take the low, the contracting diagonal is still valid. Okay, so I just want to put it out there that we could even go here around about $49,000. Definitely a possibility. Okay, it's just not allowed to take this low. So this correction can get nasty to the downside if this is number 5. Okay, and I know that we are looking for the beautiful bouncing areas like we've just discussed by the point of control, the weekly, the daily level, and that's potentially where other scenarios will start to kick in. But from a contracting perspective, okay, let me just redo the ABC. Maybe we're going to form an A, B, C, right? Maybe we bounce here on the 50% FIB level or SFP here from the lows. Ideally, what you would like to see is, most commonly what you would like to see from a C wave is take number 4. So here by the 618. Something like this. And if I switch it on so that everyone can see, okay, that's what you would like to see from a contracting diagonal. And this is why this correction could potentially be, okay, so maybe you do bounce, maybe the A wave comes back down to that area that we've just identified, the point of control, the 618, okay, the weekly level, the daily level, the point of control, the everything. Maybe you do get the fall here to the downside, you bounce, you get a higher low, and then bam, a massive C wave here to the downside. Another 3-wave structure. Bounces on the 0.618, where this then becomes a 1, 2, 3 to the upside. And then, things will get crazy. Then you can start taking fib extensions. You can go measure it from the low to the high to the low. And then there by the 1.618, you guys know the story already. By the 1.618 is potentially where the third wave can go. So it can get quite punchy here to the upside if the scenario plays out. Okay, then there are definitely more bullish scenarios. Okay, what if I just want to put this in there, switch this off. Okay, we don't know, as technical traders, we don't know which scenario is going to play out, but it does give us areas of confluence, and it also gives us that confidence that if price starts falling, I'm not going to panic and saying we're going to $30,000 or $20,000 like I've seen some of the other comments. People, with that little dumpy over there, people are already calling for $20,000. How do you call for $20,000 based on that? I don't get it, right? Look at these nice deep corrections. It was still bullish. Okay? Deep correction to the downside. Also a deep correction to the downside, scaring people. Now we're getting this little mini correction over here and people are calling for $20,000. I don't get it. Right? There's still a lot of water that needs to flow under this bridge before this structure is no more bullish. Okay. Right. And then, there's the potential for a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, bam. And it continues with an explosive third wave here to the upside. Consistently still keeping that higher low structure intact. Okay, which is actually insanely bullish. It's more bullish than the leading diagonal that I've just shown you guys. Okay, so that's why I will keep an eye on this level over here for potential bounce, because it might not give us the lower high. It might just explode to the upside. And that's why I'm saying that this area is so important to me, because I do expect a bounce in that zone. The question is it going to do this, where we then have the contracting leading diagonal where you make the ABC, or is it going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, bam, to the upside, which could potentially take us to $100,000. Cool. Let's go through some more comments. I just want to see, why is my dot alarm going off? Okay, dot lost the trend. Well, it's back inside of trend, currently grinding at the bottom, potentially retesting the scene of the crime. Atom, beautiful trade that played out on Atom that I highlight in the pro community. Okay, we played the breakout, we took profits by the highs. It actually rampaged here to the upside, tapped the 0.88, which increases the probabilities of coming to claim this low. So perhaps it consolidates, it builds another trend, play the breakout, claiming the high. So Atom really, rewarded us as a community. Theta was another successful trade that we played last week together as a community. ApeCoin was the one we played this morning. ETH, from a simplicity perspective, I'm just keeping an eye on the trend over here. Okay, I've got my trend, I've got my alarm. Okay, if it breaks, I will play the breakout. And never guaranteed to claim the highs. Pay yourself as a trader on the way up. You just never know. Okay, but I mean, yeah, on the larger time frames, okay, if ETH is able to hold where it is at the moment, it actually looks pretty bullish compared to Bitcoin. ETH looks like it wants to rock and roll, because if I look at this structure here on the 4-hour time frame, okay, you have a triangle. It has broken out and it needs to stay above trend. If ETH can manage to stay above trend, it definitely has the potential to come here to the top of the trend and claim the high. Okay, and go to higher levels, right? But it needs to stay above that trend. If ETH, on the 1-hour time frame, okay, here's that trend. There was also a breakout over there that I've just kept an eye on. Can take that out. If ETH can hold here, break the trend, and find continuation to the upside, that's perhaps where Bitcoin dominance will start. Well, it's already been dropping, and this is why we're seeing the popcorn effect here on some of our favorite altcoins. This little mini drop over here is what gave us the party here to the upside for some of our altcoins. Now, can you imagine, okay, if I go here on the 12-hour time frame and I just zoom out a little bit, let me just make sure that I'm on lock scale. Can you guys imagine if that little mini move over there gave us such a big party on some of our favorite altcoins, where ApeCoin just went ape to the upside, for example, DYDX went ape to the upside. If that little correction gave us such a party, imagine a correction like this. Once you lose this bearish pennant, okay, you can just imagine what a party we're going to have with some of our favorite altcoins. So we're still early, legends. For those of you watching the stream, you're still early, okay, because once this happens, once we lose this trend, grab the cookie, okay, once we lose this trend and altcoin starts popping and rampaging to the upside, I mean, you're going to see 50% moves in one day. You're going to see another 50% move the next day. You're going to see another 20% move the next day. It goes absolutely parabolic. I remember from the previous bull cycle, is like you do not even know where to buy in. It just leaves you behind. If you don't have a spot bag, and if you're not buying the dips, okay, you're going to struggle to get in. From a day trading perspective, I love to trade the momentum to the upside, just, zooming into the smaller time frames. Like I did with ApeCoin today, I love to do this when it's alt season, because it pumps, it consolidates, it pumps, it consolidates, it pumps. And when it consolidates, there's Devil entering, playing the momentum to the upside. Okay, so once this happens, oh boy, right? That's when your cat and your dog and your grandmother and everyone phones you to say, hey, can I buy? Can I buy? And then you're going to be that person to say that, no, I'm already taking profits. Okay, let me go through some comments over here. I just want to see here on the 15-minute time frame. Okay, I mean, this is the area. This is the area of interest that I will be watching. Okay, this is the area of interest for me. 382, 50%. Okay, if price comes to the 618, that does increase the probabilities of coming to take this high, because that's an invalidation for a fourth wave. Unless the fourth wave already happened in the structure, it was just a mini fourth wave. So potentially a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which can then create a bigger ABC to the downside, and then it falls to the downside. Okay, but it looks like the fourth wave is still needs to form, because you at least want a fourth wave that is the same length as your second wave, if not longer. The fourth waves tend to be longer than your second waves over here. So it's too tiny, okay? From a relationship perspective, it's too small. Okay. Why did you take the fib from the lower high to top? This one that I just drew now, I've drawn so many fibs. I'm not sure which one you're talking about, Lucas. I'm not sure. Okay. Why did you take the fib from the lower high and top? Okay. Oh, do you mean this one over here? Because I'm speculating on a fourth wave, and this is how I measure Elliot wave theory. Okay. So the rule for Elliot wave theory is that, let me just draw a picture here quickly, just to educate. When you have 5 impulses to the upside, okay, the rule states when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, the rule for 4 states that it's not allowed to go into the territory of 1, okay, everyone knows that rule. But also when you take a fib from the number 2, not from number 1, the rule states when you take the fib from number 2 to the top of 3 over here, okay, the fourth wave is not allowed to tap the 0.618. Okay, that's an Elliot wave theory rule that I've remembered. So if you're only seeing 3 waves for now and you're speculating on a fourth wave, you take your fib from 2 to 3. And this is what I'm doing here at the moment. So if I take this out the way, go back to the structure. So if this is, let me take a nice little Elliot, if this is 1, 2, 3, and we're busy with a 4, still expecting a 5, the rule states that I need to take my fib from number 2 to number 3, and number 6 will be my, the 618 over here will be my invalidation. Okay. Going down, yes, I want it to go down. I want it to go down, right? I will even consider an SFP from this low if it claims it and it gets acceptance. And it gets acceptance back above, not as it's falling. Okay. Please remember, legends. Oh, thank you, Devold. Okay, perfect. I hope that makes sense. So yes, I know things get technical. People ask a lot of questions like, how on earth? I thought you take a fib from the high to the low. Yes, I will only take a fib from the high once the fifth wave is in. Okay, if the price, okay, comes back up to the 618, then I will move my fib to the high, because that invalidates a fourth wave, which means the impulse is completed, most probably in an ABC, not a 5-wave structure. Then this is an ABC, done. Then I will move my fib, and then obviously your levels will move as well. It's just something that comes with experience. Okay, and Elliot wave theory is not easy, but it's very, very, very interesting. Fourth normally bounces on the 0.5. Yes, it does. Usually, okay, a common fourth wave target is the 382 and the 50%. That is the most common fourth wave targets. Okay, it can reject by the 0.236. It's not impossible, it's just more rare. So let's say this happens 9 out of 10 times. This will happen 1 out of 10 times, but it does happen where the fourth wave can reject by the 0.236 and then create the fifth wave. It does happen. It's not common. Okay, so because trading is a game of probabilities, if the probabilities are saying that 90 to 80% of the time your fourth wave retraces to here, okay, that's the probabilities that I play. I can't bet on probabilities that is 10%. It's okay, it's too low for me from a trading perspective. Right. Bill, I've only got one comment. Hit that like button and tell Devold you appreciate the free information. Yes, thank you so much, Bill. I think the like button is bearish, if I'm not mistaken. 134 likes. We've got 137 people watching. Well, maybe it's not that bearish. Well done, legends. The likes are almost matching the number of viewers, like almost, it's one short, like absolutely insane. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate this. It's not often that you find live streams where the likes and the amount of people watching is matching. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. I love this. Really love this. Cool. Legends, I've basically gone through all the possible scenarios over here. Short like button activated. Do we have any other altcoin requests? Let's see if we have time for two altcoin requests. So let me know if you guys would like me to have a look at two of your favorite altcoins. So I'll wait a little bit. I tried to hit it multiple times, but it does not work. Whoever's watching without liking, that one person, please like. Okay. CRV, we've got NPC, CRV, file, ADA. What would you take a look at? Dot? Okay, would you be willing to cover Solana? Smash the like. It's better late than never. Hit the like button. Thank you. Oh, wow. Okay, now I think we have more likes now. We almost have more likes than views at the moment. Still 140 likes, 142 people watching at the moment. Okay, cool. Let's get into some of the altcoins. Someone wanted me to have a look at DOT. Okay, I'm just going to keep it high time frame. You can see on the lower time frame, okay, the momentum that I'm tracking. I can potentially extend this. Okay, so theoretically, what I like to do is once I have my momentum line, I do nothing. I wait for my alarm to go off. So you don't care what price does over here. You wait for the alarm. Okay, on the larger time frame, okay, we are inside a trade in DOT, a nice little swing trade here to the upside. Okay, so obviously everything is dependent on Bitcoin. But what I do like here from DOT is that it is still in upwards momentum trend at the moment. And it has just broken out from the high, from this trend over here, okay, formed on 28 May. You guys can see it has broken out for the first time. It has broken out. So there is a possibility to still form a higher low for continuation here to the upside to at least come and claim these highs. This is where I have my TP1 as well. Okay, trading setup that I shared with our pro community. Okay, which is still in play. But this is a spot trade, right? This is not a leverage trade, right? Please, legends. There's the stop loss. There's well, you're actually now in a better entry zone over here. 8.25 risk to reward, at least expecting to come and claim these highs over here, because when you zoom out, why do I want to take profits in this zone and close my position? Is because when I take a fixed range profile, looking at this entire consolidation area over here, okay, DOT feels like it's lagging behind. It still needs to catch up. So perhaps this is going to be DOT's time to shine. Okay, so you can see from this range over here, this is where the most amount of volume was traded. And this is where I plan to close the position. I know that DOT can do this and come and claim the highs once again. I know, but I am happy with the trade that I've planned. And this is why I want to take profits over here, because there's high volume, massive resistance. Okay, that's just what I do as a technical trader. You could potentially leave some of the position open to come and claim the top of the value area high, which is at $7.7. But I'm planning to close my spot trade at $6.4. Okay, so that's some technical analysis there on DOT. Then I saw ADA. Let's do Cardano. I think Cardano is going to do some good stuff. I am really, really bullish on ADA. Okay, let's go to the daily. Okay, this is why. I just want to make sure that I'm on the log. This is why I am so bullish on ADA. Okay, ADA, you can see I have done some analysis here on ADA already. Okay, ADA has been inside of this bullish pennant, okay, contracting bullish pennant, which usually has a high probability of breaking to the upside. We have consistently formed lower highs, lower lows, and then for the first time here in 4th of September, we formed a higher low. And now we have officially made a higher high over here, and we have broken trend. We are now outside of the bullish pennant. So this is why now I'm zooming in with other trends and things over here, but I do have a nice spot bag of ADA, and it looks like the momentum is shifting. Okay, it really looks like the momentum is shifting. So it still looks like it's, you know, from a larger time frame perspective, it's still inside of accumulation zone over here. So ADA for me, from a larger time frame perspective, really looks bullish here to the upside. It looks like, it wants to start flying here to the upside. And definitely for me, a target here is 0.80, let's call it 80 cents, okay, to at least come and claim the highs here once again and potentially go to higher levels. Because what I like about ADA over here is when I take a fib from the low to the high, okay, you guys can see that it has bounced on the 0.786, which is a maximum bullish target. Okay, and I just need to put it out there. Although I'm saying, okay, I plan to take profits here by the highs at 80 cents. I just want to put it out there to say that I need to zoom out for this one. When I take a fib extension from the low to the high to the low that we've made over there, okay, if the bull run continues here to the upside and Bitcoin doesn't crash to $40,000, whatever the case might be, I do see at minimum a $2.3 ADA, where this is then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can even go to $3.8, but I mean at minimum, that's what I'm aiming for. Okay, so we need that dominance to drop, right, for this to play out. So it can get really, really punchy here to the upside. So for those of you watching today, this live stream, just remember, okay, just remember that most of the alts that we're going through today are still 1, 2. It's still in its 1 second wave. It's only starting potentially with the third wave here to the upside. Don't be that person that only starts buying here. Okay, this is where you need to buy, not here when the FOMO is already kicking out and we are planning to take profits. Okay, no financial advice. I can only tell you guys what I am doing, but I mean, we can see we have a low, we have a high, we have a 786 maximum target. You don't want to see us take this low once again. So what I'm saying over here is the low has to be in for ADA. It has to be in. This is the low. If this low gets taken, okay, I must probably cashing out my ADA bag, because then we're increasing the probabilities of coming to claim that low. But we have bounced on a maximum bullish target, and this is where you want to accumulate. Okay. Once the price does this, don't be the person that buys over here from a spot bag perspective. It's way too late, right? You need to start taking profits on the way up, not buy your spot bags on the way up. Okay, you need to buy where it's scary. You need to buy where people think we're going to $30,000 on Bitcoin. This is where you need to buy. You need to buy the fear. Okay, so that is my high time frame analysis on ADA. Right, I mean, there's so many. I have done Theta. Sorry, guys, I'm not going to have time to go through all the altcoin requests. Let's go and have a look at Theta. I also have a spot bag of Theta. I just want to see, where did I put Mr. Theta? Over here. Okay, daily time frame. Let me just take that out the way, see where we are, clean up the scribble. I have some brushes and stuff going on. Theta is actually a successful trade that we took here to the upside. Just want to see. Oh, I mean, look at that beautiful break off trend. Bam! Absolutely fantastic. Fib from the high to the low. Okay, we got rejected by the 50% fib level. And I mean, it still has potential, right? So you can see Theta found the bottom here during May 2024, and it is making higher highs and higher lows at the moment. Okay, double bottom. There's a nice little beautiful double bottom. And then I tracked this momentum to the downside, of which Theta has now broken out. So now we need to zoom in over here. And it's still, it's still in trend. It's still in the home line, right? You guys can see the momentum is still up. It has broken out of this trend. And when I now go and zoom in onto the 15-minute time frame, I mean, these are the small little scalp trades that we take as a community here to the upside. This is the trade that we took together. We literally played the breakout over here, and then we grinded against the trend. I then tracked that momentum, and we played the breakout over there. and we said we're going to come and claim the highs. Okay, we're going to claim the highs, which we did, and that's exactly where we got rejected, right? It looked like it wanted to go, and then we fell back down. So successful trade for the pro community. Okay, you play the breakout, you take profits by the highs, you out. Now you wait for a new range to form so that we can play the breakout again. And even inside of this, there was another trend that you could have played the breakout. Okay, riding the momentum here to the upside. So 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽 is one of it's a good trading coin as well. It respects trends. I like it. But I mean, it does have potential here to the upside. It really has potential. I personally believe that 𝗖𝗿𝘍 will be one of those coins that's going to come and claim the highs, at least at $1 or $15. Let's see how it plays out. Okay. So, I mean, this is the trend that you need to track now. That is the home line. Okay. That is the home line that it does not need to lose, or that it should not lose. Okay. This is potentially a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, or the third waves can get very explosive. Okay, we'll just have to see depending on the bull market here to the upside. Right, that's some analysis on 𝗖𝗍𝘍. Very nicely explained. I love your analysis, crypto blockchain. Thank you so much. Please take a look at 𝗖𝗍𝘍. Ooh, I also, you guys are highlighting all the coins of which I also like. 𝗖𝗍𝘍 is a very low cap, high risk token. I just want to highlight it. Okay, can you guys see my list over here? The ones I have here in blue and purple, very high risk, low capital. Okay, these are my lotto tickets. I don't even call them trading. I just buy a little bit with every dip that I see. Small little amounts because I know that they can get very punchy to the upside. So here we've got 𝗖𝗍𝘍. I mean, you can just see, okay, you can just see how little liquidity is inside of this. This is why I'm saying this is high risk. Okay, you can only trade this on larger time frames like the daily. Okay, and this is where my entry is on 𝗖𝗍, by the way. This blue line, that's where my entry is. But I mean, it's a lotto ticket for me. And it looks like it has found the floor. This is what I like about 𝗖𝗍 here at the moment. This is why I bought some. No financial advice. Please do your own research because this is high risk. Do not put your life savings into these small caps. Okay, these are potentially coins that can do 400, 500, even 1000x, but they can also crash and burn and you lose everything. Okay, very high risk. And what I like from a technical perspective is it looks like the selling pressure is exhausted. It looks like it has found the bottom. Okay, so I bought a little bit of 𝗖𝗍𝘍 over here. I mean, they don't respect, these low caps don't really respect technicals, to be honest with you, because they can be manipulated because the market caps are so small. But I do like that it has broken out of trend, currently consolidating outside, and if it dips down below, I will buy more. If it pumps to the upside, I sit in my hands. Okay, it's as simple as that, right? But it does look good over here. It looks like it has found the bottom over here by 0.05 cents or 0.04 cents. Okay, so yeah, I just want to highlight that high risk, okay, small capital. These high risk coins make up less than 1% of my portfolio. I also bought PBX just to go through my high risk portfolio. You can see that I'm currently underwater where my entry is. There's my entry. Okay, it's currently trading below, but what I do like from a technical perspective, okay, basic technical analysis, the selling pressure is exhausted. And I mean, when you start zooming out, I mean, this is, you know, this is the potential that you're looking at for if price decides to come and claim the high, you're looking at 5,000%, okay? But, right, you can be conservative and say, okay, this is potentially a 3x just to come and claim these highs, right? Which one? Moon River. I'm very bullish on Moon River. Okay, that's where my entry is. You guys can see that's where I started buying some Moon River. Let's go back here onto the regular scale. It's breaking trend. It has found the bottom. Well, technically, it looks like it's found the bottom over here. And I mean, oh, look at this. Okay, I'm not saying that it's going to come over here. I'm not saying that it's going to claim the highs. There is a possibility, but I mean, look at this. Okay, if it does go and claim the highs, you're looking at you know, 4,000%. Right. But I mean, I would start taking profits on the way up, because it's never guaranteed that you're going to come and take the highs. But you guys can see how punchy it does get. So these are just some of my high risk coins. I also bought some umbrella. Andy, I see always Andy talks about umbrella in his live streams. So I also thought, I mean, it technically looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, selling pressure is exhausted. It doesn't want to go lower, right? Every time it hits this box, it goes up. It comes back down, it hits the box, it goes up. Guess what? It has now just hit the box again. And this is why I bought some umbrella. For the first time, I've now added a little bit of a spot back to umbrella. But I must warn you guys, when I bought umbrella, it actually moved the price. Okay? That's scary. When you buy something and it moves the price, it shows you how little liquidity there is. Okay, so just be careful with these altcoins. It is high risk. I need to highlight, no financial advice, high risk. It should not make up more than 1% of your portfolio. These are small little lotto tickets that I'm buying over here. Okay, and if it goes down lower, I'll buy more. And I know some of them will most probably fake out and die, but you know, that one that wins makes up all your losses plus more, and could even potentially become the biggest part of your portfolio. So you need to take profits. Right, legends, that is unfortunately all I have time for today. I know you guys have got a lot of altcoin requests over here. I have unfortunately run out of time. Thanks for smashing up the like. Thanks for joining the live stream. I will see you guys tomorrow, and then we can go through some more altcoins. Thank you so much. Enjoy the night. Cheers for now.